Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Hands in a Radio, where we look at inexpensive shortwave radios and other stuff. Right off the bat, the most important part, Chuck and Colin donated to the channel. Thank you guys, I really appreciate your help. Chuck, a longtime supporter, and Colin donated to the channel. I really appreciate it. All that money goes to buy radios just to review for the channel, and every penny helps. I really appreciate your help. If you would like to get your name on that list and shout it out into TubeLand or whatever it's called, there'll be a link down yonder in the description box where you can click and donate through PayPal. Doesn't matter if it's $1, $2, $10, $1,000, whatever your heart desires. It all goes to buy radios for the channel. So, and whatever that amount is, your help is appreciated and needed, because believe it or not, it does cost a lot of money to keep the channel going, and I don't think people realize that, or they don't give a shit. I don't know which it is. Anyway, today we're looking at the Reliant 3-band portable radio, AM/FM shortwave radio. Don't know a whole lot about this. I actually just got it in a few minutes ago, and I just wanted to take a look at it. There's no model number. I got it used off eBay, $11.63. I thought, shortwave, I ought to take a look at it. There's no real model number. There's just not much to it, information-wise anyways. It is not really pocket size. It's 3 inches across from the knobs, and the antenna is 3 inches, 4.5 inches tall, 1.25 inches thick, and the thick includes the belt clip back here because it's all multi-sized. So I just pick the thickest parts and go from there. AM/FM standard stuff. Shortwave goes, the coverage is from 8 to 18 megahertz. Not great. It's interesting that, yet again, I don't know the rhyme or the reason, don't know the madness to the method, but the dials go backwards to what we're used to. We're used to starting out low to high, and these start out high and go to low. I don't have a clue as to why they do it. Some do, some don't, and that's okay. Something you just have to get used to. An analog dial, maybe a 2-inch speaker or so. I don't even think it's 2 inches. I can't really see in there to tell. I got a good 1.5 inches on it, and I think it's a little bigger than that. So we may just call it 2 inches just for the heck of it. The antenna is a whopping 7 inches tall, 7.5 inches tall, I'm sorry. And it's kind of neat. It rotates up like a little arm and then just comes out, chip, and there it is, and that's it. We'll clip on our wire antenna to help it out on shortwave, because it's going to need some help. 7.5 inches won't do anything on shortwave. And anyway, I digress. On the right hand side, we have a tuning wheel, on-off volume knob. Not a tuning wheel, a tuning knob, sorry. I would hate to get crawled on the carpet for calling it the wrong thing. On-off volume knob. The back side, we do have a handy belt clip. It does tell you the frequency ranges on the back, which is just what I told you anyway. Battery door here takes 2 AA batteries. The top battery, the positive, goes to the right. The bottom battery, the positive, goes to the left. And then we have, on this side, we just have the antenna, and that's it. Back to the front. But it does have, tucked under here, it has its own built-in little kickstand. Kind of neat. So it can just sit there. If I wanted to let it just sit there, it would just sit there and be a little program listener. So that's kind of cool. And hey, let's just dive in and take a look. That's about all my notes, I think. So let's just take a quick look and see what happens. Oh, on the, oh, I forgot the top. Turn that off. The top, the tippy top, we've got our shortwave AM FM switch up here, so we can, our band selector switch. Earphone jack, I don't know. I doubt that it's stereo. I would be very surprised if it's stereo. Doesn't say. Nah, it just says phone. Has a DC adapter that you could charge the internal batteries. Didn't come with an adapter since it was used. And so here we go. I've turned it on just enough to know that it works, and that's about it. And of course, sweat bees. I love sweat bees. And they seem to like me. I guess only the females bite or sting. The females will sting if they get threatened. Are we in FM at all? Now we're in FM. That's where I wanted to start. Sorry about that. You can't hover around music too long.
For 25, 30 years, nobody's anything about shopping. And we have trouble with more meetings between negotiators are expected next month. Trump said the U.S. has been hurt.
That was up to full volume, so it's got a pretty powerful volume on it. This is the first year I've been pecked on by sweat bees. Kind of interesting. Little bastards. Satan's minions. I want to try to find our local station. There it is. Of course, that's such a strong station it probably overloads this thing. Really got a rattle to it. Let's go to AM. We can hover a little longer in AM land. See what we can do here. Don't know if I can find 700 WLW. Would be right about there. That ain't happening. There's our local station. There's something there. Not an AM powerhouse, that's for sure. Let's see, it's noon. Noon. South Central Indiana. Try to say that 5 times. Just not much there. Our local station. Just going back through it just quickly just to see. There's something there. I doubt you can hear it. There's just something there. Yeah, this is not a stellar AM machine, that's for sure. Let's go to shortwave, but let's give it a little bit of help. With a little help from my friends called the wire. This is what I'm interested in most. Let's see what happens. All righty. Well, happy time popcorn. Oh, well, there's WWV only, instead of being 10 or 15, it's 12 something. It's not too terribly calibrated. But that, that's the fun with the analog stuff. Who cares? If you just tune it and listen, or I say who cares? I don't care. If I just tune this and listen, I really don't look at the dial very much to see where I'm at or what it is. I just listen. So it really is not that big a deal if 10 megahertz is over here or over here. I don't care. Something there. Oh, numbers lady, maybe. Yeah, Cuban numbers lady. Yeah, I know. I'll have one asshole say how boring it is to hear her. Hell, I don't care. You always have that one asshole on your channel, and yeah, I have my share. Yeah, okay. Well, that's not all bad. That's coming in strong. There she is again. Could be a reflection, could be a separate broadcast. I'm not that smart to tell.
La segunda tripulación.
Oh, that one's booming in. Very, very stiff tuning, very hard to tune. And you're always at a disadvantage when they put shortwave just on one band. Everything's crammed in really, really tight. So I try to go slow, but I try not to just put everybody to sleep either. Not much, standard fare. I'm just curious, back on AM, how out of calibration this thing is. Out of alignment, whatever you want to call it. No, it's pretty close, 1010, so it's fairly close there. It's just probably not very calibrated for shortwave. Kind of an interesting look, kind of a fun little radio. Would definitely be fun at night to play around with and see if the medium wave improves. Definitely the shortwave sounds like it would. Well, at night though, at night you're not going to get 10 to 18. You're probably not going to get at night. So this really wouldn't do that well at nighttime. Late afternoon, it might change a little bit. This probably is about as good as it's going to get, really. Everything above 10 megahertz during the day, everything below 10 megahertz at night, and this just has no below. Anyway, hey, don't kill the messenger. I don't make the radios. Oh, imagine if we could make radios and design radios ourselves and create the perfect radio. Mine would have a cup of coffee ready for me every morning. I digress. Anyway, cute little radio. I don't think... Does it do what it's supposed to do? Halfway, I suppose. It's fun to look at, but gosh, looks will just get you about so far. And I don't know. I just feel a 4.5 out of 10 on this one. Maybe I'm, I don't know. My rating system, who the absolute hell cares what I think? Gotta keep in mind, it's just an opinion. And I'm not Consumer Reports, and I'm not, I don't know what. I'm not scientific, that's for sure. It's just an opinion. As I tool around with things, tuning knob is really stiff. Medium wave's not all that good. it's just, you know, 4.5. And that's pretty good. FM seemed to be okay. Had a good sound to it, as long as it doesn't get all distorted and loud and crazy. But no, I think too many people want to know. I mean, they take my rating to heart or whatever, and I don't know anything, and it's just an initial opinion, and so your mileage will vary, that's for sure. In the fun category, this is a fun little radio. And I like the looks of it. I could see listening to a ball game with this thing and just let it sit there on its little stand and cook away. Yeah, it's fun. And that's a lot of the 4.5 is fun. So anyway, Reliant 3-band portable radio. They're out there on eBay. Cheaper than 1163. But watch your feedback rating, because there's one that's cheaper that is really, really lousy feedback. And their rating sucks, and that scares me away sometimes. I'll pay more for a radio if you have a better feedback rating. I'll pay more for a radio if we haven't looked at it on the channel. So it's not always about price. It's about, hey, look at this, it's kind of cool. And anyway, it's futuristic looking. I like its little arm that comes up as an antenna. That's kind of cool. But anyway, I would not just rush out and recommend this, that's for sure. So I'm going to get out of the sweat bees. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, all of that tubery stuff that you're supposed to do. And yeah, a fun day. A fun day as we drop down and pan to the heavens. Or we may not be. Are we allowed to say heavens anymore? We may not be allowed to say that. Oh, I just said it. As we pan to the heavens and look at the blue sky, I hope you get some kind of inspiration to pick up a radio. Don't matter what flavor it is. Don't matter what bands they are. Just listen and try to enjoy it. And we'll see you at the next review.